Hey everybody, welcome back to a chilled out fish tank episode. I've been wanting to do some more deck highlight videos, and this is a deck I've been working on for a little bit, so I thought I'd check it out with you guys. And we had a good match against the mighty Katt. I thought it'd be fun to check out the deck and see how it stacks up against a super player, probably the best player ever. So this deck kind of started out a long time ago as a Disu, Death Shoot, One Voidborn Wound deck. And the idea was to get Azog to face really and trigger wound on various cards. But some of the cards have changed since. So for example, Flightless Dragons, I think they used to have a Voidborn Wound mechanic, whereas now they have the Rage if you're behind on HP mechanic. So this is kind of a deck that started out at one way and has been changed some. And I've even changed it further after this. But this is the deck as it was when I faced against Katt. So really, we've got a lot of sort of control cards, but we've also got some good aggro in there. So Azog's really good at dashing through and shutting things down, as long as they don't have a Defenso Chopper. And mentioned, we do still have some Voidborn Wound triggers, so if we get to face with a Voidborn card, then we're going to get a cheap Boomer. We're also going to get some extra Illusory Dragon Whelps to give us some extra value. But that's not really key to it. As you can see, we've got the red Golem in there. And what complements the red Golem, of course, is the Blood Imps. Now, I've also been trying a version of this with Gorik's Gate to give us some more Blood Pact, since sometimes it's difficult to trigger the red Golem if your Blood Imps are just not getting punished too much. So that's the state of the deck at the moment. Generally, depending on how the game goes, sometimes you feel like you don't even need the red Golem. It's you just control it, and the red Golem's there as kind of an emergency. Whereas other matchups, you feel like you need to get the red Golem activated as soon as possible. And there's also other situations, of course, where you can get the red Golem activated and it really doesn't achieve much, and then you've just got to realize that and potentially stop playing it. So that's one thing that a lot of players fail to do, is just react into how things are going. If you're playing something and it's always getting really badly punished, then stop playing it. Play it differently. Try to play around the counters. So anyway, this is the deck that we're checking out. Playing it with Diona. Diona, one of my favourite masters. Pretty strong master, especially in solos, and it's all about using her traps correctly. But yeah, that's the deck. Let's check out some gameplay. Okay, so we're facing Katt, who is, of course, the #1 player in the game probably at the moment. Also #1 on the solo leaderboard. He's won the last 4 solo tournaments, so we've got a big match on our hands here. So as mentioned, I'm playing Diona. Katt is playing Milloween. And as we'll see as the game goes on, he's playing an accursed Milloween. There we can see the Restless Dead. So the shrooms are good. Ideally we want them on our big Golem. But in the early stages, we can start just putting them on our bounce-proof Flingers just to get the buff there. Now those Whelps do substantial damage, so we can get a lot of face damage out here. The high-level players like Katt really use Jing so well, so it's important, if you can, try to shut that Jing down as quickly as possible. So here's an example where we've used the Blood Imps, but they're not really getting punished, isn't going to help us get to our red Golem. So we can see we've got the 3 Illusory Whelps here. That's because they were triggered from something Voidborn hitting face. You've got to remember that they will die immediately if they take damage, so if you can tank for them, then you can actually get some decent value out here. I tried to use the trap to pick off the Jing there, but I put the trap a little bit too close to the Jing. But the bounce of the bounce-proof Flingers here is perfect to take out the Jing. That's really important. So we got off to a good start here. The way the match feels at the moment, it doesn't feel like we're going to get the red Golem activated. The Blood Imps are not getting punished at all. We're just using them as cheap fodder to get on the bridges. These Whelps are really good at chewing through these skellies. They attack quickly, they kill them in one hit. So we're at perk 2 straight away. We know he's playing an accursed deck, so we will have a power spike. He does a great job there, killing my dragons and the Jing surviving. Jing, he almost gets the Jing out of the way there. Doesn't quite, and it's really important every time we get the opportunity to shut that king down. One other thing we need to be cognizant of is if we're always in the opponent's half, like we are a lot at the moment, we're going to deny ourselves value from our perk 2. Ruffles will not trigger on much. You can still get things on the bridge. You can see at the top they're going for some XP on the bridge. And we've done some good face damage and good XP. But you never know, especially against a player like Katt, you never quite know how these games are going to work out. It's never over until it's over. He sort of kept the heal puff alive there. That could be very important. That could survive for a good while. So he does have the Blood Imp, so we do have to look to see if there's any possibilities of punishing those. Remember, I have a Boomer. If I can get Boomers on those Blood Imps, that's going to be fairly terrifying for him. So that needs something that I need to try to force and he needs to try to prevent. But again, you see his Jing getting massive value. We are able to kill it after a few juggles each time, so it's not getting out of control value. Okay, so we still haven't taken much face damage at all here, so the Red Golem is not really going to be something that's going to get activated, I don't think. He's having to force the bridges since he is a long way down on XP. Blood Imp's doing a good job there trying to tank some of the harmful souls hits. Azog's AoE can really help against all the little skellies. Just got to be careful with Azog, with the ability. It's going to cost 1 more each time you use it, so you've got to be careful you don't just get out of control and just keep spamming it. But Blood Imp's at the bottom. This is an opportunity. Boomer available, and I think Katt made a mistake there, and I was able to punish it immediately. When you see those opportunities, you've got to punish them when they arrive. That's something we were able to do there, and he took huge face damage. That means that he's not really going to be able to tank on face at all anymore. Chain Lightning on face, he's dropping very low. He does have a heal puff, so we need to make sure that we can deny that. I made a mistake at the top there. I jumped across the bridge so it remained neutral. Didn't really matter because he took it back immediately. But Azog on face and the trap. Nice win there against the mighty Katt.